Beautiful people, welcome back to another video. For those new here, my name is Peter.
My name's SJ.
And I'm a 767 airline pilot. I got a great trip. It's actually a double deadhead down to Puerto Rico, then to Panama City, Panama, the country, not to be confused with Panama City, Florida. And since it's a deadhead down there, I can go up to 3 days early. So that's why SJ's with me and we're making a little vacation out of it. So Uber's called, should be here any minute. We're on our way to JFK. Next stop is San Juan, Puerto Rico. So if you want to come along for a little travel vlog, a little airline pilot vlog trip, SJ's coming with, you should too. Let's go do it. We made it to the gate, 1 for 1, got through KCM, known crew member, so I was able to bring my liquids through. Just listed for the jump seat at the airline that I'm trying to jump seat on. There's no like listing tool prior, so you got to do it at the gate. Kind of annoying, but that's the rule, so we do it. But listed for the flight deck jump seat. They printed out a kind of like a jump seat request boarding pass thing, but it doesn't really get you anything, so you got to wait until they call everyone. Right now, I'm the only person listed for the jump seat, which is a good thing. And hopefully, we're waiting for a open seat that I can snag. So Sonia's, she is confirmed on hers. I'll be waiting. The company does pay for my flight down there. Since we're going down early, and the company will be also paying indirectly for my hotel a few days early, I'm using that airline money to pay for our hotel. So that's why I'm trying to get down. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get down for free. And it works out because San Juan's domestic. Puerto Rico is considered domestic as far as jump seating goes. Otherwise, the ticket was, believe it or not, $1,900 last minute. I didn't pull the trigger early on, we're like $200. So luckily, yours is only like $185 round trip. So
easy,
super
cheaper
cheap.
than a trip to Miami.
Yep,
believe
super
it or not.
cheap. Obviously, we're out of season, it's summertime here, so but fingers crossed. Keep you posted. Make sure I get on. All right, we made it on. But Sonia's got to check her bag. She was late to the process.
No.
I got a seat, jump seat, but then they had a seat in the back. So I always say it, the best perk of being an airline pilot is you get to fly for free. Any airline, anytime, anywhere. So for $0 and 0 cents, we're heading down to San Juan, Puerto Rico. We'll get out of this cloudy, gloomy New York weather. Next stop, sunshine. We'll see you in Puerto Rico. Adios.
Adios.
We have arrived. Hola, ¿cómo estás? From Puerto Rico, San Juan. Our beautiful view of a roof, but we got the beach over there, so we're not complaining. It's free. I'm pretty much getting paid to be here, so I promise you I'm not complaining. SJ, how was the flight down?
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Easy peasy. We just checked into our room. We got the king bed. We're happy about that. Hotel's a little outdated, but like I said before, beggars can't be choosers. Just hung up the pilot uniform. There she is, but we don't need that for a couple of days. So your standard room, and then here's the schedule that I'm dealing with and why we're here. So here's a look at the schedule. It started with a deadhead on June 12th from my base in Memphis, Tennessee to Atlanta with a connection, then down to San Juan. So this is the actual day I'll start getting paid. I'll start collecting per diem, and this is when the trip officially starts. However, since I know how to work the rules and it's in our contract, I just cancel this portion of the trip, and I'm actually allowed to collect the deadhead money, whatever that ticket cost them to buy me from Memphis down to San Juan. I pocket that into my travel bank, and then I'm able to use that money to buy a ticket, which is what I did not do, but I could have bought a ticket from New York down to San Juan. Layover in San Juan is covered by the company up to 3 days in advance, so that's why we're here early in San Juan. And then Friday the 13th, which is a little bit ways away, that's when Sonia will fly back to New York, and I'll actually do the first and only leg of the trip, which is operate from Puerto Rico, San Juan to PTY, Panama City, Panama, with a layover in Panama. We land around like 12 noon, have a I think it's like a 24-hour layover, and then they have us deadheading back to base the next day. There it is, Panama City to Miami with a connection, Miami back to Memphis. But same thing as getting here on the return, I can cancel that and just pretty much figure my own way home. So what I did is I came down 3 days early with my girlfriend. The company, that bank money that I saved, canceling that flight and then jump seating down here and flying for free goes into my travel bank, which I can use for the hotel room that we're in. So that's kind of how I'm taking advantage of the perks that are offered and getting down here and making a little mini vacay out of it. It's kind of like the best perk of my company that I really enjoy and definitely take advantage of as much as I can, especially having someone that I enjoy traveling with and also likes to get away and see new places. And the actual flying I'll obviously do, and then the deadhead, which is the following day, there's actually a flight, I believe it's on Copa Airlines, a Panama hometown airline that flies direct to JFK in the afternoon. So I'll be able to get home hopefully a day and a half early. So it'll hopefully work out, fingers crossed. There's always things that come up, you never know. But for now, we're gonna enjoy Puerto Rico. Hopefully the weather turns around, it's a little cloudy. We're gonna head to the beach now. I'll show you guys more of the hotel and the amenities, and definitely some Old San Juan, and enjoy our little stay here before we operate the airplane. Made it out to the very doom and gloom, ominous and windy, very, very windy pool area. We found the hot tubs. They're not very hot. There's the ocean though. It is very pretty, but super duper windy.
It's a warm tub, not a hot tub.
It's a warm tub.
It's very windy, but it rained a little bit, but we won't let that stop our beautiful day.
Not stopping us now.
What?
Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. We're on the move. First dinner of the work vacation. We're in Old San Juan, Puerto Rico. Nice cobblestone, tight roads. Parking was a disaster. But we finally found a spot. And SJ didn't want any Puerto Rican food in Puerto Rico, so we're settling for Italian. La Chuana di Ivono. So we'll give it our best shot. Hopefully it's good. Let's go eat. All right, appetizer, fried ravioli. Let's go, and some pink sauce. This looks delicious. For the main course, I went with the veal chopped with Parmesan truffle sauce, mixed veggies, SJ spicy penne. Ooh, bon appetit. How's the raviolis? Fried.
Very good.
Very good.
Out of 10, I would say maybe like a 7. The sauce is very good.
Cannot
Those
wait
mashed
to eat
potatoes
this.
look good,
Looks
too.
bomb. Buenos dias, bonito personas. Good day, beautiful people. Waking up to paradise. Windy again, but such it is. Heading to the gym, meeting SJ there, because you already know it's non-negotiable, folks. Waking up, just had breakfast, and then we're gonna go to the rainforest today. Rainforest hikes, waterfalls, LYukan, something like that. I don't really know how to pronounce it clearly, but we're gonna get our workout in, because you already know we gotta move the body each and every day, even when we're on vacation. I don't know if this is called vacation, but work vacation, I guess. And then head back to the room, freshen up, and then the next stop will be the rainforest. Let's go have ourselves a day. Here is a look at the gym we're dealing with. Not too shabby for a hotel gym. Pretty big size, got plenty of equipment, dumbbells. We're doing legs today. Here's SJ, getting her non-negotiable in. Let's go with this form. She's training for Miss Olympia 2026. Oh, great form on the leg thing, RDLs. Nice, look at this pink set, holla, holla. Post-workout protein shake. We're doing 2 scoops of protein and like 10 grams of creatine. I bring all my supplements with me, just easier to stay on track and then also get it through security. It's cheaper, and yes, even if you're a muggle, not an airline pilot, you can still bring powders through. No problemo. That's SJ's, her bloom. But we'll drink this, then we'll get ready for the rainforest. But there's 2 types of people in this world, folks. you can either not be an airline pilot and be grinding away. Look at her. She's grinding away, work from home, corporate. We don't want to call her a corporate slave, but she works hard.
I have a nice flexible job where I can work.
Yeah. We're on the beach enjoying a vacation. But Sonia, does your job fly you down to Puerto Rico and let you bring a guest and hang out?
No, my job.
No.
I get to work by the pool.
You can become an airline pilot, folks, where you're just hanging out. You get to bring special people with you, fly all around the world, work 15 days a month, maybe. Make a pretty good pay. So just letting you know, this isn't bragging, but you can either be the girl in the pink or the shirtless guy on the beach, soaking up the sun, drinking virgin daiquiris, loving life. Stop for lunch before we make it to the rainforest. Highly recommended, highly advertised Puerto Rican staple, La Casita Blanca, which obviously translates to the White House, I think. But there's a little bit of a line. Sonia got on while I parked the vehicle, and we're gonna give it a shot. Should be good. Meal at Casita Blanca. Sonia went with the chicken and rice. We just finished our little fritters with corned beef, and I went with the fried pork.
Ooh.
Rice with sausage. The vibes are cool though. There's upstairs and downstairs. We're upstairs. Beautiful views. Cool spot. A couple of celebrities have been here.
Like yourself.
Bad Bunny, Pilot PreFlight, obviously, and then Bernie Williams as well. We have made it into the entrance of the LYukan National Forest. We're driving to the entrance of like the trails, I guess. It's very windy, very green.
Whoa.
Whoa. But we're climbing, and hopefully we get to the trail head soon.
Let's go.
We have finally made it. We've conquered the driving path. We're at Mount Britain Trailhead. So it's like a moderate hike. We are here, wherever that is. And then we're gonna go up there. Sonia, how you feeling?
A little scared.
Ready to rock and rumble? Let's do this. Let's do it. As you can see, it's a nice, easy walking trail. Not too steep. Within the jungle, rainforest. Sonia's got her canes on. I got my canes. Best hiking water travel shoes there are. Not sponsored, should be. But yeah, super easy. Even though we're out of breath already. Difficult whatsoever. How you liking it so far?
Better than I expected.
Easy peasy. We made it to the top, the Britain Lookout Tower. Easy, pretty hike. More of a walk. Now we're going up the stairs, the spooky stairs. Spooky, spooky. Made it to the tippy top of the Britain Tower. Look at the views. Very, very pretty. Roads that we drove on. Look at this. Very cool. You did it, babe. We finished the long hike trail. So proud of SJ, her first hike. She's a little upset. She became a little prima donna-ish as her new white canes got dirty. This Long Island girl didn't always have a big smile on her face. But I'm proud of her nonetheless. Good job.
Thank you.
We completed it, I don't know how many miles, probably like 2.5, there and back.
Stop! I hate when you do that.
I thought you had something on your face, like a snake.
No.
We'll head back to our hotel, shower, have a nice dinner. Good job, babe.
Thank you.
All right, time for dinner number 2 in San Juan, Puerto Rico. We're going to a recommended place, Santala. For all those who gave me recommendations on IG for Rex while we were here, appreciate you. This is a fan favorite as well. You'll get a shot. All right, appetizer number 1, the empadillas. Cheers. The mains are served. SJ went with the filet medium side of rice, and big boy Pilot Pete, sweet plantains on the side with a lamb shank. Look at the size of that thing, massive. Bon appetito. All right, just finished dinner. It might be hard to hear. And hopefully the copyright doesn't get me on this video, because the club next door is bumping at 8 p.m. on a Wednesday. But I had the lamb shank. It was 10 out of 10, excellent. SJ had the filet mignon. What do you think?
Delicious. And last night's dinner was really great too, so I can't compare them to. I can't.
Definitely 2 for 2 on dinner spots. So thank you to the followers who gave us the recs on the IG. It's been excellent.
Can't complain.
And since last night we didn't do ice cream to finish off the night because we were too stuffed, tonight we're going to, I think, right?
Yeah, we have to.
We have to. So we'll get some ice cream to call it the night. But so far, San Juan, Puerto Rico restaurants.
Delish.
Excelente. Good morning from Puerto Rico, our last and final day. It is just past 9 a.m. local. And why is that important? It's not important, but I'm officially on the clock. So right now is actually my scheduled deadhead from my base in Memphis. I believe the deadhead went to Atlanta. I had like a connection in Atlanta and then down to San Juan, Puerto Rico. So yeah, I'm officially on the clock, officially getting paid. My per diem starts, so my hourly pay for food and expenses has officially started. But as you know, I've been down here in Puerto Rico for a couple days now. So just a nice little luxury, nice little perk of my airline that I'm able to come down early, bring SJ. We just had breakfast and she just headed off to the gym. I'm about to go and get my run in because you already know, folks, it's non-negotiable. It's gonna be hot out there, but I've said it once, I'm gonna keep saying it until the day. We are running the Chicago Marathon October 12th in Chicago, Illinois. It's the big kind of fitness goal for my journey in 2025. I'm trying to set a PR there, run a sub 3 hour and 30 minute marathon. So I'm hoping the training and the vibes in Chicago will get me to that goal. And if you have already, I really appreciate the donations to the Pat Tillman Foundation. That's the charity I'm running for. I'm raising money for that great charity and that great cause as I run the Chicago Marathon. But if you haven't and you want to give $1, literally $1, $5, $1,000 to the charity, the link is in the description of this video to donate. I really do appreciate it. And so does the Pat Tillman Foundation. They reached out and said, hey, Pete, you're doing a great job. We really appreciate it. All the money goes to the men and women of our armed forces to help them transition out of the armed forces into the next chapter of their life. So if you have the ability, I and them appreciate it. But either way, we're gonna go run 5 miles is the plan in beautiful San Juan. I'll bring you along for that. Hopefully some cool views along the water, and then we'll do a beach day. But officially on the clock, airline pilot life is the best. If you can make it work, nothing better. Running peak sun, peak heat in San Juan, Puerto Rico in the summer. Probably not the best of ideas, but we got at least 5 miles on the training plan. This is actually my first run back, if you watched last week's video, since I ran the perimeter of New York City, Manhattan ultra marathon, 33 miles. So the legs feel pretty good. My toes are all banged up. Graphic warning if I had to show them. They're all kind of blistered and toenails are falling off, and there's some bruising going on. So we will refrain from showing you guys my nasty feet, but come on. Even if you're a little sore and pain, no clouds in the sky, maybe 1 or 2. Palm trees, sunshine, ocean breeze. You can't beat that. Like I said, SJ is getting her workout in. Run for me. Marathon training is in full force. Let's go run some miles. He is, everyone. Wave hi to SJ. Go, SJ, go. Go, SJ, go. What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? Currently 2 miles in, drenched in sweat, feeling good. Just with my buddy, Mr. Lizard, running alongside the Puerto Rican Bay. Come on, folks. Does not get much better than this. Truly blessed, truly grateful. That was very unfun beautiful views, but boy, the heat, humidity is no freaking joke. But we did it. 6 miles. Holy cow. Hey, you always feel good after you accomplish what you set out to do. You gotta move the body each and every day. Now it's time for a nice cold water and then jump in the pool immediately. Woo! Last day here, so we're just soaking up the sun. How you feeling?
I don't want to leave the sun.
Not too bad of a job. I'm officially on the clock as of 9 a.m.
Ooh.
So, professional beach layer. Looking to become an airline pilot. I'm only going to try to convince you more and more with things like this, laying out on the beach, sipping virgin pina coladas. Could be worse. Our last dinner of the Puerto Rican portion of our trip. If you're wondering why I'm always by myself walking to the restaurant, there's 2 things I don't pay for in life. Never have, never will. Flights and parking. I ain't paying for parking, so the gentleman that I am, I drop SJ off at the front of the restaurant. She secures the spot while I find a parking spot somewhere. But the last place we're going to eat is called Casita Mimar. Here's the look of it. Highly reviewed. Many people gave us recommendations, so it'll be our last meal. Bon appetito, let's go eat. Final dinner meal, SJ and I got the same thing. Skirt steak, fries, with some sweet plantains and more skirt steak. All right, we're finishing their vacation the only way we know how. What kind of ice cream did you get, SJ? While she's eating that, I got the cookie, chocolate chip, sprinkle cookie on the bottom with some peanut butter ice cream. Little cookie sandwich for your boy, SJ.
I got vanilla and dulce de leches with a side of rainbow sprinkles.
Yum. How's the vacation work trip?
Beautiful, amazing, especially because it's my baby.
Aw. I pay her to say that, folks. Take the money. All right, today's the big day. We're going flying. Vacation over. Got to fly to Panama today, but we're waking up a little bit earlier to get the workout in because you already know it's non-negotiable, folks. Since I scheduled to land in Panama like 12:30, 12:45 local, I believe. Then I'm hopping on a flight, Copa Airlines, direct to JFK to get home a day earlier. Since it's a back-end deadhead, so I won't land in JFK if all goes scheduled till like, I don't know, 10:30 at night. So basically, I'm gonna be on a plane all day, so I'm definitely gonna be moving my body a little bit before. So SJ should be at the gym already. She's gotta catch her flight back, so we're gonna get done nice and early. I want to say bye to SJ. Good trip, baby. So she goes home now. My turn to go fly the airplane. This is the part she doesn't like.
I hate this part.
You can come with me.
Got the cameras. I'm not a box.
Safe flight home. Playtime is officially over. We changed in from the bathing suit and the workout clothes to the pilot uniform. Said bye to SJ, showered, got ready. We got a little bit of an issue though, folks. So currently the inbound plane that we're taking, the 767, the captain and I are flying from Puerto Rico, San Juan to Panama is inbound about an hour late. It's coming from Memphis. Now they moved our ground transportation back, which is nice. They delayed our departure and show time, which is nice. So a little bit extra time to have breakfast, eat, and get ready for the day. But the reason it's an issue for me is, like I mentioned earlier, I'm planning on jumping like 2 hours later on a Copa flight back to JFK to get home today. Now, if we're delayed even more or running late, and I don't know how customs works, I had to clear customs when I get to Panama. I don't know where the passenger terminal is, if I have to go back through security, all that, do that whole song and dance. So fingers crossed to see if we make it. It's definitely gonna be tight, but I mean, worst case scenario, it's not a big deal. I'll just head to the company provided hotel, spend the night, and go back Saturday. But the problem is I waste all day Saturday getting home. So I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, we can get home tonight. And I'm not doing the red eye. The red eye is gonna just make me miserable, exhausted. I was up at 7 a.m. today local. So anyway, bags are all packed. We're all set to go. Peace out to Puerto Rico. Thanks for having us, and I'll see you guys on the ramp in San Juan Airport. Beautiful people from the ramp in San Juan, Puerto Rico. We just pre-flighted a 767 as those guys make their way into San Juan. Airplane's all set and ready to go. Just under 3 hours to Panama. It'll be my first time flying to Panama. It's gonna be my leg, so stay tuned to see how we handle the unfamiliar airport. Excited, fingers crossed to get out of here and I can make my flight. Next stop, Panama, baby. All right, here's our flight plan heading down to Panama, departing runway 8 here at San Juan. Will be my leg, like I mentioned. And then here's our flight path. We'll make a left turn and then head down the Caribbean and the Atlantic Ocean until we get to Panama Airport. Excited to go fly. It's been a minute, but should be a good flight. A little bit of weather in Panama we'll be dealing with. Otherwise, should be no problem. Next stop, Panama. Made it to rainy, cloudy, weathery Panama. I'll debrief the flight once we clear customs and get out of here, but overall did well, landed safely. I don't think I'm gonna make my flight, unfortunately, so stay tuned, but yeah, we're almost done with the day. All right, we got pretty much like freaking 6 minutes, fingers crossed, the gate's not closed. I wanna get home, come on. Oh my goodness. We freaking made it. I'm shooketh. Changed my shirt pretty much right in the boarding area though. Got some empanadas for lunch and dinner. Haven't ate, I'm starving. But we freaking made it. Oh my goodness. Security was an issue here at the Panama airport because they were confused. I was in my pilot uniform. Like, you can't come through here. I don't speak Spanish that well to understand what was going on. Finally, they made me like take off my pilot uniform. I was like, I'm a passenger. That's the only way I could kind of get them to understand. But again, we made it. We're blessed. I'll obviously debrief you guys on the flight. It was a wild and fun one, but I got 5 hours on a 737 next to JFK. Just happy to get home in time for Father's Day. Oh. We made it. We made it back home. We made it back to New York City. What a long day, to say the least. Adventure on adventure on adventure. Just, I don't know. You have to be ready for story time. Then I'll break down the flight and go over the San Juan to Panama. Full disclosure, it's the next day. I landed last night, got back to my apartment at like 2:30 in the morning. So it's been about 15 hours or so. I was exhausted when I got home. Didn't want to pull up my phone or my camera. So we'll debrief the flight and hopefully have a little time for story time before I wrap up the video. So I'll start from the very beginning. We got picked up on time. Like I told you, back in my hotel in Puerto Rico, the inbound flight was late. So our ground transportation was pushed back. I think it was about an hour or so. No big deal. It happens every once in a while, whatever. I actually prefer that than just sitting at the airport waiting for the inbound plane to come. So all that timing worked out. My concern though at that time was, okay, I originally had 3 hours to make, or about 2.5 hours to make my commute or my confirmed flight back from Panama to New York that same day. It went from 2.5 hours now down to like an hour and a half with the hour delay. So we get to the airplane, they're unloading it, we pre-flight, we're all ready to go. And then literally as I'm about to close the 767 door and be on our way to Panama, being like, all right, perfect. We're gonna have like 2 hours when I get there. It's all gonna work out. The security comes up our jet stairs and goes, hey guys, everyone has to evacuate. We're like, evacuate? Evacuate for what? There's a fire alarm that went off in like the sorting facility. So every employee, pilots, ground crew, ramp workers, everyone had to evacuate the premise. And we came to find out it was a fire drill. Now, you, along with me, probably had the same question. Well, why would they do a fire drill right when an airplane's getting ready to push? Remember, we were supposed to push like 2 hours ago, but the inbound plane was late. So I think this was just scheduled and they had no way, or it was airport authority, whoever was running this fire drill. So we all had to evacuate the airplane, lock up the crew stairs, go outside. It was just think of like your middle school fire drills, the exact same thing. I'm standing in the beating sun of Puerto Rico, sweating in my pilot uniform, not fun. But yeah, we had to just deal with that mess in there. I'm looking at my watch every 2 seconds. You know, like, there's no way I'm gonna make this flight now. Now I'm trying to figure out if it's a later flight, if I have to cancel my refundable ticket, what's going on. So finally they let us back into the building, back onto the airplane. We close up the door, push back, and we're probably number 3 for departure in San Juan. The flight to Panama was good. Like I said, I'll debrief that here in just a second, the actual physical flying. But we land in Panama now, and as we're getting vectored around for landing, thunderstorms were like getting vectored left and right. We're doing our best to deviate around it. Finally land safely, all is good, park the jet. And I'm thinking, okay, from where we're parked to where I need to be at an airport like Panama, it gotta be short. It's gotta be like Bogota or what's another international place I've been to recently that was super easy? San Jose, Costa Rica. Like the terminals are all right there. Everyone parks kind of in the same area. It's not like JFK or LAX or anything like that. No, we clear customs, clear immigration. Then we're getting in our ground transportation. The captain was nice enough to allow me to ask our ground transport driver, hey, can you take me to the passenger terminal first to catch my flight? He's like, yeah, when's your flight? I was like, in 38 minutes. Will I make it? He's like, oh yeah, security is super quick. You'll have no problem. Perfect. We get in the car. It's a 15, maybe 20-minute drive in pouring rain. The roads there, like they don't bring you to where you need to go. He did an awesome job. I really appreciate our driver taking care of me there. But I get into the terminal doors with like 22 minutes to go. And as you guys may know, 15 minutes prior to departure, they're illegally allowed to close the door. So I'm like, oh no, I'm not gonna make this. Go through the person checking passports real quick, then we get to security. A blunder at security, can't make it up. I'm in full pilot uniform, but they don't have TSA. They have security, but it's not the USA TSA. Communication breakdown, they didn't speak English, I don't speak Espanol. The lady's pointing me over to a different security. I go over to that different security. It's a huge line. I'm like, why can't I just go through this normal security to go back to the normal security? She thought I was like an operating pilot. So she asked for my gen deck, which is like the paperwork for pilots to process through the international airports. And I was like, what, gen deck? I'm a passenger, but she didn't understand passenger. I showed her a boarding pass, didn't work. Finally, someone who spoke English came over and said, oh, you're a passenger. Like, yeah, but she was just confused because you were dressed in pilot uniform, whatever. Like, yeah, you're good. Whew. So I put myself on the belt. We go through. I go on the other side and make you take off your shoes, everything, even if you're in uniform there. Again, not TSA. There's no known crew member security. I'm a US pilot, not a Panamanian pilot. Grab my backpack. All of a sudden, I'm like, where's my suitcase? They pulled it for the water bottles because I'm thinking pilot uniform, you can go through with anything in your bag as far as like liquids and stuff like that goes. But the rules are different there. So they take my bag for second screening, 17 minutes on my watch. I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh, I'm a pilot. Please just let me through. Like, please. She's like, oh, this is your bag? Like, yeah, you're good. They let me go through with the waters. I grab my bag. I am sprinting through the airport. So if you're at the Panama airport on whatever day it was, you saw a pilot sweating and running through the airport. It was me. Hello. And sorry about looking ridiculous. But finally got to the gate and I see a line of like 10 people. I'm like, thank goodness I'm gonna make it. I hadn't ate all day. We weren't catered on the flight like I thought we were gonna be. So I stopped, I grabbed 2 empanadas, 1 carne, 1 pollo. As I'm going to the gate, they do something in Panama, at least for international flights, that I didn't know about. They do a secondary screening, not like random that you see when you're going in Europe that I've done a million times, or South America, where they'll pull like one every 12th bag or whatever just to look. I'm talking full metal detectors, full x-ray machines. I had to take my shoes off, my belt, my watch, stuff I don't even take off in the USA because my belt's not metal, my watch isn't metal. It was ridiculous, but I had to listen to them, and then they made me pull my waters after I just chomped down 2 empanadas. I was very, very thirsty, but I wasn't gonna argue. Obviously I was gonna argue about two, like one more person was boarding. I think they were saying last call, finalite, I don't know this word for final call in Spanish. So a little stress level there, but finally got through, scanned the boarding pass, and then to make the day even worse, as we sat down, I'm like, okay, I made it. It's 3:38. They should be closing the boarding door literally now. It's departure time. They make an announcement. Hey, we're waiting for connecting passengers. We waited an hour for more connecting passengers, but I was like, all right, whatever. I'm on the plane. We finally pushed back, shut down both engines. Hey, captain comes on, Spanish first, then English, saying ground stop, ground delay. We're gonna be here for another hour and a half, and then it's a 5-hour flight to JFK. JFK's got construction, so I didn't get back to my apartment until, like I said, 2:30 a.m. yesterday. So a stress, I don't want to say a stressful one, but yeah, I guess a little bit stressful, but it was just funny how things just kept stacking on top of each other. When it rains, it pours, right? That's the old saying. But it all worked out. I got home safe and sound, back to JFK, back to my apartment here in the city, and it was quite the travel day to say the least. Now, finally, you guys are like, probably, Pete, shut up, get to the flight debrief. Here we are, Old Glory, San Juan, Puerto Rico, heading down to Panama City, Panama. We started obviously out of San Juan, and we got pushed back from our gate and taxied to runway 8 via, I think it was hotel, or November 3, Lima, down hotel, over to Bravo, and they have construction going on. So we did an intersection departure at Sierra 3. Intersection departure just means we didn't use the full length because of construction. We ran the performance numbers though, plenty of runway to blast off. Our departure clearance is on departure, fly heading 350. So this is the heading for runway 8078 when we're lined up. But on departure, we actually just made a climbing left turn heading 350. And that's just to get you on course and just getting you on your way. Like I said, it was my leg to fly, so it was kind of fun banking the 767, about 30 degrees, hand flying, and we were cleared up to 5,000 feet on our way. Then they cleared us direct to Barranquilla, so that's the most western airport in Puerto Rico, at least the most western that I know. This is where I normally go for my layovers and my flights. To Aguadilla, Rincon is down here, good surfing, and we flew to Barranquilla. And how it really works international, the more I fly it now, is pretty much each center, so the air traffic control clears you to these FIR boundaries. FIR boundaries stands for foreign something. No, I don't think there's foreign. I don't know what FIR stands for, but either way, it's like a clearance limit, and this is the airspace that's protected. You can see clearly what airspace belongs to what air traffic control center. So they clear you direct to Antex. So when you check in with, I think this is Santo Domingo Center. So Santo Domingo Air Traffic Control is in charge of all the airplanes in this. They clear you direct to Vesca. That's the last point on their FIR boundary. Then you check in with, I don't know who these people are, but we'll call it Barranquilla is down here. So I don't know who this is, but you check in with this center, and at Vesca, they clear you direct to Ceylon. The reason I'm bringing this up is when you are flying oceanic, a lot of the language barrier can be difficult. It's definitely a threat, is what we call it in the aviation world, that you don't understand the controllers, you can mix up the points. So knowing that they clear you pretty much every single time to the FIR boundaries helps to know the next point. Even if you can't understand them, you can say it back, and usually that's what they mean. So we checked in then with Barranquilla approach control, and at Ceylon, they cleared us direct to Bitex. And as you can see, it's pretty much a straight line anyway, so it didn't save us much time. But at the time of our flight, there was a good amount of weather all around this area building in Panama, so we were constantly monitoring that. And then the arrival into Panama, a little bit different than kind of what US looks like, but they have some mountains and some things we have to, abide by, speed restrictions. So we got cleared to Bitex, but then with the weather, we had to kind of deviate our way over to USPA. As you can see here, they had a max altitude of 210 or 21,000 feet and a max speed of 250 knots. So I made sure to slow down there. The VNAV was engaged, but we were heading in different headings for deviations of weather. So I was making all the control inputs on the autopilot MCP myself rather than just relying on the VNAV. And then this is where it kind of got a little, I don't want to say dicey by any means, that's not the right word, but this is where we really had to concentrate, because as we were coming in for the approach to land on runway 3 right, which is pretty much north direction, all this weather buildup right here was coming over the airport. So you can imagine all this being like clouds and things like that. And not clouds, I'm sorry, like thunderstorms and stuff like that. So we had to kind of cut this in. Finally, we were cleared for the approach, and it was my landing, runway 3 right. We landed flaps 25. And since our gate is all the way up here, we just did a long rollout to Lima intersection, taxied Golf, Echo, and all the way up to our parking spot. And we park here. My terminal was over here to get to, but you can't just like run or walk or get driven on the airport. So I think there's no way to show you like the actual, I guess there is if I open up Google Maps, but basically we got to take this road all the way out here, come up and around, go to this main road to here, drive this way out, do a U-turn. It was crazy. At one point I told the driver, I go, are you going to the hotel first or are you going to the airport? He's like, no, I'm going to the airport. It takes like 15, 20 minutes. I was like, oh my gosh. But we made it. All's well that ends well. Captain I was flying with, he actually had been off for vacation for over a month. So his words, not mine. He's like, hey, I'm a little bit rusty as far as like physically flying the airplane. If you're okay with it, you can take us over to Panama. I was like, yeah, I'd love to. So it's super nice of him to allow me to do that. Go with the landing grade. We're gonna go with 8.1 out of 10. It wasn't exceptional. It was good. Nothing to brag about, but it did the job. It was safe. It was smooth, and yeah, it was a great overall layover in Puerto Rico. So cool that I was able to go, like I said, a couple days early. Bring SJ with me. She had a great time. We had a great time together, and just a perk of being an airline pilot that I absolutely love with my job, and absolutely love that I'm able to share this with people I want to be with and get to take advantage of these things. And it was just a fun trip overall, one leg, super easy flying, and just glad I made it back home. But that's going to end this. I know I talked a lot at the end there. So if you're this far along, thank you for being here. A little travel, Puerto Rico, a little flying, day in the life as a pilot. These are just the perks. Like I said, I like to show them off because if you're an aspiring pilot or you're thinking of making a career, these are things that you have to look forward to. It took me plenty of years. I mean, I'm 15 years into this career and I'm getting to reap the benefits of it. If you've been along for the ride for a while, I've done some cool trips like this before. If you're just subscribing or just joining us for the first time, this is kind of like how I like to live the life.